All right. So 36 comes from section, if you are kind of grouping it, 1.10. So the writing functions, basically modeling. So it says the two apartment tenants have a total of 1,800 feet of fencing to enclose a rectangular garden and subdivide into two smaller gardens. So one for each of them, then by placing the fence parallel to one of the sides. That really is fairly irrelevant, except for you have the picture. So if we're going to express the area of the entire garden A of X, okay, that means we want to solve it basically for Y, okay, or figure out how we can write Y. Because if if we only have 1,800 feet of fencing, what do we need to do with these essentially 5 variables? What do we need to do with all the X's and all the Y's? We need to add them all up. So I have 3 X's plus Y equal to 1,800, because that's how much fencing we have. We can't put in 1,801 feet of fence if we only have 1,800 feet of fencing. So since we want it in terms of A of X as far as the function, that means I want to solve it for Y. So I'm going to have Y equals 1,800 minus 3X so there's one value. Okay, as far as, like, we could basically rewrite this as 1,800 minus 3X. Oh, hold on, 2Y, my fault. Forgot there are 2 sides of that fence. So now what do I need to do? Divide by 2. There we go. So Y is equal to 1,800 minus 3X all over 2. So if each side is really, if we want to write this in terms of X, this is 1,800 minus 3Y, or excuse me, 3X over 2. How do we find the area of a garden? What do we have to do with the 2 sides? Take the X times the Y. Well, what is Y? So it's A of X equals X times 1,800 minus 3X divided by 2. You can either leave it like that, or you can multiply everything. If you would actually multiply the values, I would have 1,800X minus 3X squared all over 2. Because whenever I distributed that X to everything on top. Good question, though. So as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter if you want the one, if you would leave it as the one that's circled or the one that's in the box. Okay? As long as everything's in terms of X, you're good to go. So the biggest thing is making sure that whenever if you need to know what it's a function of, like what it's of, so what we want to write it in terms, or as the terms. So we want to make sure everything that we deal with, since it's A of X, I want to have all X's on that other side. So it's really just rewriting Y, or my other side, whatever that is, as a value of X.